you're having serious issues. YouTube, Facebook, TikTok don't have those issues. I don't know why Instagram has these issues. All right, so we're back live. We've got the special assistant on media matters to Davido's uncle. That is Governor Adeleke. So let me see if this is clearer now. Assistant on me. Much clearer. I hope this works because sometimes it wouldn't work. So I think this is much better. Hey, songs. Okay, official Godwin is here. All right, so we're good to go. Big shout out to everyone. I've got a special guest in the house. All right. Please leave politics matter. Waiting concern you. Okay, it says it is clear, but when you invite someone, it goes bad. I'm on a wow. So I've invited him. I'm going to look and see if this is still the problem. Is it still clear, guys? How is it, guys? In fact, let me use this phone to monitor. All right. Okay, so are we good to go? Is it clear, people? Hello? Okay, so are we good to go? Is it clear, people? Now, you have to, Godwin, you cannot use earphone, AirPods. It won't work. Is it clear? Yes.
Oh, really? Okay. That's fine.
You can't use AirPods.
All right, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, and there's something echoing in your background.
You can't use AirPods. That's your voice, I guess.
Okay, so we're good to go. So, all right, let us begin. Tribunals, what exactly is going on? First of all, let me introduce you. With me today on my live, I've got the special assistant on media to Governor Adeleke. His name is Godwin. So Godwin, please introduce yourself. I even like this whole outside. Where are you? What are you doing? Tell us a little bit about yourself and then dive into the matter.
Okay.
I love it.
You like the fact that I'm outside, right?
It's so clear.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I just went to my car to get my face cap. All right. My name is Godwin Adedayo, right? The special assistant on broadcast media to the governor of Osun State, the people's governor, the long-awaited governor of Osun State, Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke. Yeah, so that's me.
All right, nice to meet you. So what exactly is going on in Osun State right now? Why was he sacked? Is it a genuine reason to sack a governor? How does this put our nascent democracy? And what is going on in general?
Well, first of all, let me correct the word sack, because majority of the press houses, the media houses out there are using the word sack and all stuff, you know. I don't think the tribunal can sack a sitting governor, you know, so that's a wrong word to use for the media. So they need to correct themselves on that. Yes, the tribunal, Osun Tribunal, gave a judgment. You know, first, the judgment was in two phases. The first was clearing the air about the fact that the certificates of the governor, were not right and stuff, were forged and all those things, So the first judgment came in, to nullify all the cases and then affirm the fact that the governor has genuine certificate and is eligible to contest for any political seat in the country. He could contest for the president of Nigeria, as well as the governor of the state. So that first judgment already clears that. And then the second judgment, which is based on the overvoting and stuff in the state. The second judgment, there were three judges that were supposed to deliver the judgment, right? Now, the chairman of the tribunal gave his own judgment, and then the first member one of the tribunal, also gave his own judgment. However, member two couldn't give her own judgment. She stayed mute on the whole case. So there was no majority rule on this tribunal issue, right? So the chairman of the tribunal gave a judgment that there were overvoting as claimed by the opposition party, and then he ruled that INEC should return the certificate of return, the governor should return the certificate of return for office, back, and then be handed over to the outgoing or the ex-governor, And then the other judge, said that the case is still very inconsistent and incomplete because of the proof by the opposition party. Yes, there were claims of overvoting, but the proof they brought to the court were very incomplete, inconsistent. And if you claim that they are overvoting, in certain polling units, according to the Electoral Act, those votes in those units that were recorded to have been overvoted should be cancelled. That's according to the Electoral Act. I do not think that the tribunal should come and infringe on the votes of the people, thereby rearranging and rescoring the total number of votes, accrued to each of the candidates. So right now the situation in Osun State is very tense. A lot of people, a lot of indigenes are aggrieved. They are saying that they voted for Governor Ademola Adeleke and is the rightful person for the position. So there's chaos in town. A lot of people, if you come down to Osun State now, you probably wouldn't be able to enter because everywhere is barricaded, everywhere is blocked. People are protesting, saying that why would Osun Tribunal, give such a biased judgment and stuff, But that's what it is. If you take let's cast a retrospective look at 2018. This was the same thing that happened. Osun indigenes voted for Governor Ademola Adeleke, right? And then when the Osun tribunals will come, they announced Oyetola as the governor. Oh yeah, we surpassed that stage because sorry, I beg your pardon. They announced Governor Ademola, as the winner of that election. However, the ex-governor went to the appeal court. After going to the appeal court, he got a judgment on his own side, and they also proceeded, to the Supreme Court, and they got a judgment on his own side. And of course, the judgment from the Supreme Court overrules everything, right? So we had to, calm down for his government, to take over, But fast track now to 2022, we had a very clean election. Big shout out to INEC, big shout out to, that agency, because they came out clean. It happened in Ekiti State with the use of beavers, and it also happened in Osun State. So it was a clean and clear election won by Governor Ademola Adeleke. So, for a fact, we are actually doubting that the opposition would get that number of votes, they recorded in this election, because the entire indigenes were clamoring for a change. We're clamoring for a new governor or a new government. So we can say with all sincerity that everybody in the state voted for change, voted for the PDP, the People's Democratic Party, and of course installed Governor Ademola Adeleke on that seat. So where is all this coming from? You know, but our governor has come out to say that everybody should be calm. Let's live a peaceful life, you know, let everything go smoothly. You know, even as much as it would encourage everybody to be calm, people are still aggrieved, people are still agitated that why would this be happening, you know. So that's the current situation of things right now in Osun State. It's like what happened in 2018 wants to repeat itself, but we are not going to allow that, you know, to happen. This is the mandate of the people given to the People's Democratic Party, you know, for a fact, Governor Ademola Adeleke in 2018, and the mandate was restored again in 2022. And we're having these whole court issues. Well, we are not surprised all this is happening. You know, we are not moved, but the fact of the whole thing will come out. I was on your live yesterday when an APC stalwart was saying that they have a joker to play and all that. I mean, the joker he was talking about has been dealt with in the first judgment of the tribunal already, you know, which is already out there. You know, so I don't think there's any joker they have. And even if they have more jokers, let them bring it to the table. We are not running. We are not, you know, we are here to stay. You know, this is the people's mandate and we're here to hold on to it.
Awesome. Now, I want to ask two questions. The gentleman who made the statement yesterday is here. So if when we're done, you have a few minutes so you can actually interact with him. Ohlue is here. So it would also be nice to clear the air. Now, I saw something mentioned about Buga dancing. Were my eyes deceiving me, or is that social media propaganda?
It's actually very real. That's part of the judgment, you know, and that's coming from the chairman of the tribunal.
Serious? In 2022. Listen, I don't know about politics. I don't know about politics, but I know about human rights. I know about backwardness. What is wrong with somebody dancing Buga? No. I think this is a joke. I think this is as in Buga. Please enlighten me. What did they say exactly? Because I don't want to believe what I read in the newspapers. I mean the online blogs. Buga. Oh my goodness, I think we lost Godwin. This is sad. We lost Godwin. I'm going to try to invite him back. I see it as ridiculous, in my humble opinion. Buga as an issue to sack a governor. I see, in my humble opinion, as ridiculous. So I'm trying to see. Oh wow, the network is bad again. The network is bad again. The network is bad again. I'm watching the video here. So I'm trying to see. Oh wow, the network is bad again. The network is bad again. The network is bad again. I'm watching the video here. So I'm trying to see. Oh wow, the network is bad. The network is breaking again. Okay, let me see if I can bring Godwin back. Godwin, where are you? Okay, I think it's stabilizing a bit. I think this is an Instagram problem because I'm not having this on any of the networks. This is what it looks like on Facebook. For those watching on Facebook, but sadly, I can't invite people. Look how clear Facebook is. This is what it looks like on Facebook. For those watching on Facebook, but sadly, I can't. YouTube. This is what it looks like on YouTube. So I think this is an Instagram problem. I'm so sorry, guys. This is an Instagram. YouTube. Look how clear it is. This is what it looks like on YouTube. So I think this is an Instagram problem. I'm so sorry, guys. This is an Instagram. It's clear on TikTok, everywhere. Instagram, you guys need to update. You guys need to update. They were mentioning lo, 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 lo. So I'm trying to see if I can get Godwin back. Okay. So I've sent him a request. I hope this works. All right.
Sorry, Daddy Freeze. My phone. Hello, the network is really bad.
Yes, but I can hear you. I can hear you. If you can hear me, please proceed.
Great. So you were talking about
let's talk about
the Buga thing.
We're talking about the Buga. Yes. Where are you? Let's talk about the Buga.
So the thing is, I'm going to read that part of the judgment right now. Yeah. You know,
yes.
It's quite funny because I don't know if the judge, the chairman of the tribunal, actually came there to make a mess of himself, or just come and deliver his judgment, but add some light notes to it such that nobody will feel it's something serious in the air and all stuff, But it's just like the governor would say, I can't remember what he used now, but this is like judicial. This is like joking with judiciary in Nigeria. Do you understand? I mean, I'm trying to figure out the exact words to use, but it's a joke. It's like this chairman of the tribunal is making a joke out of the entire thing. We Nigerians were clamoring for a true democracy, and someone is out there, reading a judgment, and adding some light notes, referring to some wordings of an artist, and all stuff, which it makes no sense. So the judgment reads, right? Consequently, the second respondent did not score a majority of lawful votes cast at the election. The declaration and return is hereby declared null and void. The second respondent cannot go low and Buga as duly elected governor of Osun State in the election conducted on the 16th day of, is this a case of jealousy or what? Because
I think if that was a judge reading it, I think that is ridiculous.
Very ridiculous, trust me. And that,
in my humble opinion, I find that ridiculous. Now, there's one guy called Batasi King who said this. Okay. He said, stop doing like this, Daddy Freeze. You went to school, right? Can you read to comprehend? Let me inform you. I went to more school than your father did. And I've ended up better than your father can ever end up.
Wow.
You see, you are you Batasi King. Before I go block you, Manuel,
what
you are opening your mouth and talking to me. I cannot read to understand. Now your papa for house read to understand. Now no say make they do DNC come out you.
Well, see, Daddy Freeze.
Please don't ever let me see you on my live again. Let me unpin
the case of people coming out to they just want to raise a voice, show that they are concerned, so they can have a piece of the national cake that will be served by each of their principals, each of their whatever. Everybody feels they have a case in this. For a fact, me personally, I haven't even come out to say anything about this whole election, court case and all those things, And I've been with the governor, before we started the election, during the election, and after the election. And I can say categorically the warm reception Osun State indigents have given to, the governor. It's a win-win situation on all cases. It's a win-win situation. Nobody wants that man back. Nobody in this state. On a scale of 100, if I'm going to be sincere, those who want that man back, they are the set of people who are compromising our democracy in this nation. For 12 good years, this state has been under siege, under one particular party, and the lifestyle of people in the state has been very, very crazy. People could hardly feed. It is only people within their caucus that are making it, that are doing good, riding exotic cars, eating good food and all those things. The commoners are suffering every day of their life. And the little break they have, one tribunal wants to truncate it. Anyways, we are not moved. We are not afraid of anything. Of course, the governor and the party has appealed. And of course, even after appeal, which of course we are very optimistic that we'll get a positive response, a positive ruling from the appeal court, when they choose to move the case to the Supreme Court, we are still very positive and hopeful that the people's mandate will be restored, just as it was truly restored on the 16th of July, 2022 in Osun State.
Now, I wanted to ask you a quick question.
Okay.
In the interim, while this case is before the appeal court and consequently or subsequently the Supreme Court, what happens to the state? Who is going to be at the helm of affairs?
Well, the governor has been sworn in already, right? It was sworn in on the 27th of November, and he remains the governor. Yesterday, during the heat of the whole situation, he came out to tell the people that they should calm down. He's still in power. The People's Democratic Party remains in power, and nobody's going to take us away from that seat. Of course, if there's a ruling, the governor or the opposition has 21 days, to file an appeal. And of course, he immediately filed an appeal, so that makes him, that still keeps him in power.
Okay, so
a judgment.
They stay the execution of the judgment.
Exactly. So that's the case right now. So Governor Ademola remains the governor of the state, until the ruling of the appeal court. Even after the ruling of the appeal court, if the opposition is not satisfied with the ruling, he still has another 21 days, to be in power, and they'll go to the Supreme Court. And when the judgment of the Supreme Court is read, and circulated, there we now know who the true, ruler of the state is.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much for this information. So right now, no need for panic. The governor is still at the helm of affairs.
Right.
He also advised that there should be calm in the state, and I think everything is okay for now. Let us hope they don't, in the appeal court, start bringing Buga and other things too.
I mean, let them bring, even if they bring Buga, it's fine. It's a lifestyle. You got to be happy. If God says this is what it is what it is. So anybody who comes to say someone is doing Buga or dancing lulu, that's nobody's business, as long as God's will is done. That's it. One thing we're just concerned about in the state is that, the people who are aggrieved, I mean, like I said earlier, if you come into the state right now, almost, everywhere, every local government in the state is barricaded. People are clamoring. If they care to see videos, they can go on my story. It's right there on my Instagram story. People can see videos of what it looks like. People are really aggrieved. They are really crying and shouting, why is all this happening? Bad judgment, say no to bad judgment and all those things. So Osun State right now, we're praying and hoping that people will be calm, and not disrupt the peace of the state, all because one judgment is trying to truncate peace in the state. So I would also use this opportunity to call out to employ all the indigenes of the state at home and in diaspora. Those in diaspora, they have people at home. They should reach out to them to be calm, that we are still in power, and the good of the land, the good of the nation, the good of the state will be served to everybody. It will go round, definitely. Daddy Freeze, I will tell you, in just a short while, like, I think it's about 6-7 days in office now, that has been installed. In this short period, people are already seeing what is happening. People are already seeing the good that the governor has brought to the state. Like, it's evident already. That's why these guys are coming out to say no to bad judgment and all those things. So that's what it is.
All right. The gentleman who spoke yesterday is here, Ohlue. Ohlue, good evening. You have heard from the SA, that is the special advisor to Governor Adeleke. His name is Godwin. He has spoken. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. I've heard him very well, and you know what I noticed from his submission is he's speaking to emotion. He's not speaking to the issues. You understand? And like I explained yesterday during the live show we had, I was saying that there was overvoting in over 700 polling units. That was the BVAS report, certified true copy, that INEC gave to the legal team of Oyetola. It shows that there are over 700 polling units with a overvoting, where the BVAS, you know, is not the number of people accredited does not tally with the number of votes. Do you understand? Even after a month, after over a month, when INEC issue another BVAS report, we still have overvoting in that scenario. So which means your party rigged election. That is rigging. You see, the issue is this: if Nigerians, if we as Nigerians, if we are saying no to rigging, we don't want rigging, we don't want anything. Do you understand? Those are the issues we should be speaking to. All these all these the people are not happy. That's not the issue. The issue is the law. What is the basis of the judgment? That's what you should speak to. So if you are telling us today now, for example, hold on. If you are telling us today, for example, that there's no overvoting, we will understand. But that's what happened in Ede. That was what the BVAS report is saying. That was the basis of the judgment. So let us be realistic. Don't let us put emotion into it. You know what? Adeleke, honestly, I sympathize with him because I don't have anything against him. You know, whether it's the governor, whether it's Oyetola, I don't really care. Do you understand? If we want good governance in this country, if we want rigging to stop in this country, let us speak to the issue. Don't let us wipe sentiment. What is the basis of the judgment? That should be the issue.
If you permit me to speak now, Ohlue, good afternoon. So I'm glad you accept that you don't have anything against the governor. It's very impressive. However, even you would have claimed that what the Osun Tribunal read out as a judgment isn't right at all. If there are claims of overvoting at certain number of polling units, you were here yesterday live, and you said according to the Electoral Act, such polling unit votes must be what? Cancelled. Am I correct?
Yes.
Now, in the event that these polling unit votes are cancelled, what happens? I mean, there are certain accredited number of voters. If the total number of votes registered, if the total number of votes counted after the election supersedes or goes higher than the accredited number of votes, of course, that election at that particular polling unit has to be cancelled. And now you are reading over 700 polling units. Are you saying that are you saying that if they cancel all, if they follow the electoral law, what's going to happen to all the votes in all these polling units that we suppose should be cancelled due to the Electoral Act? You know, are we saying that there should be a rerun? If yes, don't you think that's the judgment the Osun Tribunal should have read out, that there should be a rerun election? Of course, there should have been a rerun election. You know,
this is the reason why there cannot be a rerun.
Oh yes, there has been overvoting in all these polling units, right? Now, if there has been overvoting, what right does the Osun Tribunal have to recount number of votes and then come out to say that this is the number of votes, you know, accrued by this candidate and that candidate, and this is the total number of votes? I mean, the Osun Tribunal shouldn't do that. They should call for a cancellation of all these votes in all these polling units and do a rerun election. Am I speaking?
Okay, fine. Okay, so let me respond. So we all agree. We both agree now that it's overvoting, which is rigging. You understand? And we also agree that about the cancellation. So your point of argument now is that
I also need
they are supposed
to correct you that the People's Democratic Party is not a rigging party.
I allow you to finish.
Over the years, we are not a rigging party. We are not a party to buying of votes and all those things. So if
you rig. That is why there's overvoting, because it favors you.
The people that were handed over to EFCC, the people that were handed over to DSS, how many of them were recorded to be from the People's Democratic Party? None of them. They were from the opposition party. So
but the evidence, my brother, the evidence here indicates that there is overvoting at your side, and it favors you. Now, so if we all agree that there is a cancellation, that where there is overvoting, the result should be cancelled. Where we disagree now is that when there's a cancellation, you expect that it should be rerun, not the judge recounting the vote, right? That is the only issue from your I speak intelligently to issues.
Exactly.
So now,
I'm also speaking intelligently. So on what basis does the Tribunal have to recount the number of votes, and accrue certain number of votes to each of the candidates?
Let me finish. So where we are all having a disagreement now is that you believe that if there is overvoting and the result was cancelled, at least there should be a rerun. Exactly. Instead of deducting the vote and say somebody won. That is where you stand, right? You understand? So now, the issue is this. When there's cancellation, according to the electoral law, those votes becomes invalid. You get? When a vote is invalid, you deduct. You deduct it. That's the meaning. Now, the question now remains that if you deduct those votes, does the person that now have the highest vote, does it satisfy the requirement to declare him winner? Because they say he must have 25% in 2/3 of the local government. Does it satisfy that requirement? So those are the next questions. Does the person that now have the highest vote, when those votes that have been cancelled has been rendered invalid, does that person now meet the requirement to be declared winner? Does he have 25% vote in all the local government?
So if we're going to do a rerun or a cancellation, sorry, I'm not saying the answer is yes, but if you're going to do a cancellation of the total number of votes in the number of polling units that you admitted there were overvoting,
it was invalid. The vote becomes invalid. That's what the law says.
Obviously, the percentage of votes, according to the requirements, can never be up to 25%, and definitely there has to be a rerun election. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So that's the basis. That's the basis of this conversation with you. And I stand to say and ask that why will the tribunal actually change the number of votes that have been registered by the same Beavers machine of the INEC? Why would they? On what basis are they changing those votes to come out to proclaim that certain number of votes is for this person and that candidate, and with that, the tribunal has now declared the other person as winner? On what ground, on what basis? Let's be realistic. There's no
because
emotion.
according to the law, the new electoral law, those votes remains invalid. That is the issue. Those votes remain invalid.
So I think we should together face the tribunal and ask them. I think together we should face the tribunal and ask them, how did they come about their judgment? I mean, there were 3 parties to the judgment: the chairman of the tribunal and the 2 members, the first and the second member. However, the second member, was indifferent. She didn't deliver any judgments. At all. It was just the chairman and the member 1. So there is miscommunication. There is discrepancies in this entire judgment. And to even read the chairman's judgment, the chairman of the tribunal, I mean, that goes to show that we're a joke in this country. We're a joke.
All right.
I mean,
I want to say something. Hold on, guys. I want to say something. I want to ask a question, yeah. But in the meantime, guys, go to my Facebook page and buy stars. If you're enjoying the video, it's very easy. Go to Facebook, search for Daddy Freeze, DADDYFREEZE. This is what it looks like, verified handle. Scroll down to today's message or today's video. You will see me right there. Click on it. Under the video, you will see how to buy stars. Go and buy stars now. There are 706 of you watching live this minute. In fact, 711. Go to Facebook right now and go and buy your stars. If you're watching on TikTok, please give me gifts. I'm never tired of your gifts. I appreciate it. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe and like the video so you can get more content like this. In the meantime, thank you so much for those of you encouraging people to buy stars. Come on over to Facebook to buy stars. It's Daddy Freeze, DADDYFREEZE. That's the Facebook page. Now, my question is, I find it personally rather mischievous that the Beavers Tribunal would come out after the swearing in. I may be wrong. What happened to all the process before swearing in? So why do we waste so much resources swearing in a governor, and then 1 or nearly 2 months later, you now come out and then say the election was flawed? What happened to before swearing in?
I think
Sorry, who's going to go first? Who is going to go first?
Let me go first. So that the issue is this. That issue has to do with judiciary. You know, remember in Bayelsa case. In Bayelsa case, the case was fast-tracked. Remember, Lion won the election. It was APC man. They won everything. But the deputy governor for Lion then has a certificate issue. So they were able to deliver the judgment before the swearing in. That was what happened, and PDP become the governor through the court, and there was no noise. Nobody shouted nothing. But in this case, the whole thing was slowed down by the judiciary. There's nothing anybody can do about it, because what happened is that after the election, if you are not satisfied with the result, you have within 21 days to go to the tribunal. So when you go to the tribunal has 60 days to deliver their judgment within 60 days. So between that days, that's 81 days. Don't forget, the man they are serving this judgment to, or that they are serving the request to, may also want to delay. Adeleke may want to delay before he gets the service and all that. You know the way this thing works. So that is what happened. You know, he said now he's the governor. They cannot remove him right now. He has he will file stay of execution. So within 21 days, he will also file an appeal that is not satisfied with the judgment. So within 60 days, appeal court will also deliver their judgment. If it's not in favor of any of the party, they take it further again to Supreme Court. That's the way it works.
For me, in Osun State, it's a different scenario, because immediately after the election, because of the credibility of the Beavers machine, right, as provided by INEC, they discovered that they conducted a very free, fair, and credible election. And immediately after the election, the votes were counted, and they read out that they announced that the winner of the election is Governor Ademola Adeleke, and immediately it was handed a certificate of return. So on the part of the INEC, it's a case of, oh yes, we have conducted a free and fair, credible election, right? And that's why it was handed over the certificate. Now, being handed over the certificate or being announced as the governor means that you have to prepare for your swearing in, right? And the day for the swearing in came. Before then, the opposition had already gone to file for court cases, as regards the certificates, as regards overvoting and all those things, which were in court already after INEC had issued a certificate of return. So it's a different case in Osun State. It's on INEC, and if you look at the petition very well, the opposition party also petitioned INEC in this case, right? So they petitioned the governor, they petitioned the party, they petitioned INEC. Do you understand? So it's a different case. INEC already knows that they conducted a credible election. They handed him over the certificate of return, and then that prepares him for the inauguration as the governor, the swearing in as the new governor of the state. While that was going on, the opposition were not in tune. They were not happy with the whole thing, and then they filed for a court case, which landed us in court. So prior to that, a certificate has already been issued, which means that a governor must be sworn in into the state after the tenure of the previous governor elapses. So now the governor has been sworn in, and then shortly after the judgment of the tribunal came. Now the governor in office has to file an execution of stay because he has been sworn in as the governor.
I agree with you, sir. I agree
Exactly. So the Osun State case is just like what happened in Abia State as well. In 2003, PDP, Abga won the election. I'm talking about Peter Obi. Abga won the election, but INEC said PDP won the election. And then PDP were in power for a very long time, for about 2 to 3 years they were in power. And then after that, court proceedings, court rulings were still going on and going on and going on. And on the day that the verdict of the court was given, the judgment was read, Abga came into power in that state. So as long as INEC, the conductor of the election, says that this person has satisfactorily won their election, of course they have to swear the person in, make him the governor, and he has to rule the state. So that's the case of Osun State.
Are you aware that the Beavers report, the certified true copy that was given to Oyetola legal team, comes from INEC? Now, this case now that Oyetola won at the tribunal, INEC is not appealing the judgment. The same INEC they are talking about, they are not appealing the judgment. My own take is this. My own take in all this thing is that some of these INEC officials, they need to be arrested. That's the way I feel. To be arrested. I'm telling you, that is not the issue. Because you see, yesterday in the program, you are not in the program yesterday, and all Nigerians should be happy with what is going on right now. If we want a free and fair election, this Beavers is the way to go. Labour Party has been making a lot of noise that they want free and fair election, they don't want rigging. This Beavers is actually what they need. And he has proven, in fact, this tribunal has proved to us that this Beavers is actually the deal, the real deal. That's why I said, you have been following the proceedings in the court, you know what happened. What Oyetola and his legal team relying on was actually the Beavers report. The Beavers report, what he was saying is that the number of people accredited and those who vote surpassed the people that voted. And the result was cancelled. In those cases, you may not agree about the process of deduction, but that's exactly what happened. So if all of us want free and fair election in Nigeria, I think this is the right time for us to support this process, and we should be happy with what is going on right now. Except we want rigging. If we want rigging to continue, if we want this abracadabra to continue, fine. But if we want free and fair election, and this is to all my obedience, this is to all my obedience, who wants free and fair election?
In this country that we are, except if we want to deceive ourselves, rigging is a thing that has been from the get-go, from the ab initio. Only God knows when it will stop. Different parties have been alleged for rigging, alleged for this and that, but let's be very realistic. It has been from the get-go. Whether INEC chooses to bring a new kind of technology to read votes and all those things, that does not mean that, elections will still not be rigged. We have seen cases where votes in certain polling units were stolen, and we're still, it's just like the only thing technology is doing for us in this election is to accredit voters. We're not voting with technology. Do you understand? So how can we say that our elections, how can we say that our votes will not be rigged? So it's like we're just going to be agitated and be, making complaints and all that. That's a solution for the future, which I believe that our democracy will grow into. But in the interim, it is what it is.
All right. As we begin to sign off, I have Bongolee here. Bongolee, any thoughts to the matter?
Good morning.
It was Bongolee that came yesterday to say that they have a joker.
Yes, now.
Good morning. I'm just landing. Immediately I landed, they said, Bongolee, something's going on that is true. I say, let me go and check. They said that essay to
Are you using?
Governor.
We can't hear you clearly. You have to disconnect all these gadgets.
Is it better now? Can you hear me?
Yes, much better
Can you hear
now.
me?
Yes, much better.
Okay. You see the logo? Okay. So now, with that being said, I heard that you were lying to them on the platform. You know, no disrespect. And I heard that Ohlue has been doing an excellent job. Ohlue, I hail you. So, sir, I want you to admit on this platform that there was rigging and overvoting in that 744 polling
Am I
units.
supposed to admit the rigging from the side of the PDP or the side of the APC? Of course, if you want to hear from me, I'll be very biased with you and tell you it is your party that rigged the election.
But the PDP did not fight that case now.
You know I like Godwin. Godwin know they shout too. He just they calm.
Ohlue, wait. She be ask question.
I
Ohlue,
will tell you categorically, if you want me to speak,
okay.
I will be very biased with you. And I will give you proofs, I will give you claims to affirm the fact that the APC rigged the election. Do you understand? But that's not why we're here. We're not here for rigging or not rigging. We're here about the judgment, the tribunal judgment. Do you understand? Rigging, like I said earlier, has been a thing from your party has been rigging from the ab initio. Your party has been rigging both governorship election, both presidential election. Your party has been rigging and will continue to rig. Your party will forever rig the Lagos election. Your party has been rigging general elections, presidential elections. So, and if you want to say it too, you can say with proof and claim that PDP has been rigging too, you know. So I will not come here to tell you that my party is this or is that. Do you understand? I'm here to talk about the tribunal case, you know, and you are not a saint as well. You are not a saint. So you gotta be watchful of what you say.
Okay, so now you are done with what you have said now. According to INEC, it says, and I quote, that all of those polling votes, that those votings happened, there was overvoting. And when that is overvoting, then that is rigging. And when they cancelled those votes, they cancelled APC and PDP according to the new law, the Electoral Act.
No, they didn't
and by
No.
They made it null and void. It was
null,
so we lost APC. We lost 60. Wait, sir. You know you were talking. I did not interrupt you now.
Get it right. Please don't misconstrue. Get it right.
Oh no, not misconstruing things.
Void was the certificate of return. They said the certificate of return is null and void, not the vote. Tribunal has no. Wait, sir.
They removed 60-something thousand votes from APC, and they removed 100-something thousand from PDP.
Now let me ask
you: They nulled the votes.
The right to remove votes. Is that why they are there?
Sir, they were removed. Null and void. According to the Electoral Act, I sent it to Daddy Freeze yesterday. Daddy Freeze, I sent you a private message, and I sent you the Electoral Act that clearly stated that if there's a case of overvoting, those votes are null and void. I sent it to you, Daddy Freeze, and I wanted Daddy Freeze. You can read it out to the people. Let them hear, because what PDP are trying to do is they are trying to muddy the waters. They've not even gotten into power. They are already rigging. They are already doing overvoting. How did they get a second synchronized Beavers document? How did PDP get it? How did INEC and PDP work and got a synchronized? You see, they need to go and carry all of them.
A certified true copy was handed over, immediately after the election, and the certified true copy is directly from INEC. From the.
Okay, but there was. Okay, but there was one that came out now. There was one that came out now, the first one that we used for the case, to win the case. There was one.
My brother,
and that's the one that we used to keep.
Are you in Osun State or you're online fetching
Sir.
I am live in Osun State.
Sir,
I know exactly what is happening. You can't be telling me this when you are catching flights. You need to be.
Sir, it's not like I cannot be telling you this. Why can't I, sir? So why can't I tell you that? It's
You
information. There's freedom of information.
Online now. It is what you read online.
Okay, so what is the difference between what you know there and what I'm seeing online? Is it not the same media?
You're speaking to someone. No, it's not the same media. Like I said, media is carrying. I wrote that the freeze when I started. Media is carrying the fact that the governor was sacked, which is not true. Propaganda everywhere. Why will media be saying that a governor was sacked? I mean, but the whole thing is everywhere. That's what media will carry, and that is what you, that you're traveling and catching flights everywhere, will say, that a governor was sacked. Okay. Meanwhile, it was not sacked. No. You know, so what you read online, please, you need to find out the exact. You need to come and ask your people in Osun State. Come and ask the APC people in Osun State what exactly is happening with the vote, with INEC, with verified true copies, with beavers, with with tribunals. You need to come and ask them. I am live in Osun State. I'm speaking from Osun State.
Okay, you will not muddy the waters.
Judgment. Did you have a copy of the entire judgment? I have the copy of the entire judgment. I have a copy of
I have the copy of the entire judgment. I have the I have the copy. I sent it to Daddy Freeze also privately yesterday.
Yeah,
I have it too.
The news you get online.
No, sir, I have it. It was sent to me. It was sent to me. I'm not disputing your own facts, but you're disputing mine. You're trying to muddy the waters. This is the same thing that Femi did yesterday.
If you understand, if you're a media person, you will understand that media is also very biased, and the information they carry.
Sir, what is bias? Okay, sir. When they finished the elections, you know what the APC, what we were doing? Because we are smarter than you people. You know what we did? We were taking pictures. We were taking pictures of the results. So we knew the results in all the over 3,000. Sir, I'm not done, sir. Please, sir. Over 3,318 polling units in Osun State. We were taking pictures of all the results. And when the elections ended, we said, hey, INEC, give us the results from the beaver system. They sent it to us. We used that for our own case. And INEC, during the court proceedings, went to bring a synchronized result. What? So you see the African magic
when
that they're trying to play.
When they say a synchronized result, it tells you that the results from all the polling units in all the local governments have been synchronized and reported directly from their sites. Do you understand?
Sir, do you know that? Sir, do you know that when the elections were going on, we were looking at it in our own information center, and you guys were also broadcasting from the information center.
And you're talking
no, you were also. You're talking to someone who was driving you were in the
polling unit, monitoring the proceedings of the election.
Sir,
I mean, no.
When you guys were looking at it, sir, wait.
Please.
You know, you won't run away, sir. You won't run away.
Somebody from the States, somebody from the
opposition. You won't run away. You won't run away. You won't run away.
I mean, you should find for your facts.
You wouldn't. You wouldn't.
You're talking to somebody who is grounded in the States. I mean,
sir, when they were showing the results, in your data center in the PDP, it wasn't adding up.
No,
the results and the accredited, it wasn't adding up.
Each polling unit were directly uploaded. Results from each polling unit were directly uploaded to the server.
It was over than and it was over the accredited voters. Sir, tell the people the truth. I mean, it was over the accredited voters. That is it. Point blank period.
I've said the truth. Sir, that needs to be told.
Sir, there was overvoting. Yeah.
If
let me end this.
Sorry, just 1 minute.
Hold on, Godwin.
1 minute at the freeze. 1 minute at the freeze.
Yes.
The whole conversation we'll be having today. 3 of us, you know the funniest part. 3 of us agreed on one thing. There was overvoting. Do you understand? So don't let us confuse our viewers and all those things. 3 of us here speaking agree on overvoting. Do you understand? We may not agree on the position of the law. We agree on overvoting. And if you want a better Nigeria...
if I'm agreeing with you on overvoting, I'm not agreeing with you on the total number of polling units that you are reading out. You know, and I'm not going to read a certain number of polling units to you.
No problem. No problem. I don't have issue with that.
Exactly.
I don't have issue with what the number
so
you
if you are
agree
reading
on.
700 and something polling units that they were overvoting, I'm telling you categorically that you are very wrong. I didn't say anything about it all the time we're talking. Do you understand? I didn't say anything about it, but you are very absolutely wrong. Do you understand? You know, that's a debate for another time anyways. I'm here to talk about the judgment, which I've spoken about.
You are saying there's no overvoting. Is that what you are saying?
I have not said there is no overvoting. I'm saying that the total number of polling units that you are saying that they are overvoting is not true. That's false.
So
we understand exactly. So
we are saying the same thing now. We all agree that there was overvoting. We are saying the same thing. That means PDP rigged the election.
PDP rigged what election?
Simple. That's all we wanted you to admit.
If that's your take, that's fine. If PDP rigged the election, they will not be in power. The INEC would obviously come out to say that there are discrepancies in the election process. Do you understand? If there was rigging,
said it, though.
No, yes, I'm saying it. If there was rigging.
All right, guys. At this point, I have to close the live. Thank you so much, Bongolee. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much, Bongolee, and thank you so much, Ohlue. Now, a few more words from Godwin, because this was actually your live. I just brought them on because they were talking from yesterday, and I wanted them to meet with you face to face. So what is the way forward in your opinion?
Okay, so the way forward is that we need to clamor for a very transparent judicial process. We need to the nation needs to come together to fight for a very transparent judicial process. We have unsettled that the judgments or the rulings of the Osun Tribunal is not for us, and we have appealed, we've gone to the appeal court, and moving forward, we are very hopeful that the appeal courts will come, to say the truth as it is, So in the state of Osun, the people are calm, the people are reserved, and they are hoping for the best, So that's the way forward.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much. And we are following up on this. I'm always available to you should you need to reach me at any time with information. Let us make sure we keep each other posted, and let us make sure justice is delivered and justice for all is served. Thank you so much, Godwin. Do take care of yourself, and God bless.
Thank you very much, Daddy Freeze. I appreciate it.
So, guys, did you enjoy that? Please make sure you support Daddy Freeze page. Just go to Facebook, Daddy Freeze, DADDYFREEZE. Big shout out to people who have been buying stars. Rowan Igbuya, Jennifer Uju Emodi, Gina King Jr. Thank you so much. I want to spend the next 5 minutes hailing people who came to my live to support me. Okay? Come to Facebook. Come to Facebook. If you enjoy this, big up to you, Simply Vic. Thank you so much. Come over to Facebook. This is how easy it is. Just go to Facebook. When you get to Facebook, search for Daddy Freeze. This is what the page looks like. It's verified. It has 787,000 followers. Scroll down to today's video, click on the video, and send stars. All right, so we're watching you. Big shout out to you too, Vidoma. I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming to show me love. If you're watching on TikTok, please send gifts. I appreciate you guys. Big shout out to you. YouTube, subscribe and like. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the video. Facebook, follow and share the video. If you're watching it on Facebook, share the video. Let more people see it so we can have a more balanced perspective If you vote Peter Obi despite the terrible status of the country, you are evil. I'm not going to tolerate anything like that, okay? Call from my mom while I'm waiting for you guys to buy stars. Yeah, hello? Okay, I'll call you in like 5 minutes because I'm actually done. All right, mom. All right, mom. 5 minutes. So, waiting for you guys. Big shout out to everyone who came through. Big shout out to Godwin. I love Godwin for the fact that he was so calm. Never did he raise his voice. I don't know how politicians can actually actively take part in politics and not raise voice. As far as I'm concerned, politics. But I like Godwin for that. Nigerian politics, by the way, that is. So big shout out to everyone who's buying stars. I appreciate you. Thank you, Rowan. Rowan's always come through. Big shout out to you, Coupe. Thank you, Lisa Ndukwe. How are you doing? Thank you all. Nancy. Oh yeah. I'm watching. More people are getting stars. Yes, let me hail them. After Rowan, anybody else? Thank you. Oh yeah. More stars. Bongolee saying emotional strategy. So thank you guys so much. Lovely hanging out with you. Let me put a call through. I want to let you know if I'm going to have something exciting this evening too. So make sure you join and make sure you support, buy stars, send gifts. I'm coming back again this evening with a very, very interesting topic, some things to debunk, and then later at night we have our usual live where we get to talk about all sorts of things. Anything you want to talk about, from witchcraft, of course, not politics at this time of the night. We're done with the politicking. Take care, guys. God bless. Bye.